Hello, I'm Avid David, and I'm asking you to join me on my journey on my Harley Davidson Dyna wide glide. And this little journey is taking us up from Abertillery through to Bedlinog, and then from Bedlinog back to Abertillery. The thing is, with this Dyna wide glide, it's probably going to be a last long run, as I am now going to be getting rid of this bike. I've had it 5 years, and it's been kind of fun. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the journey. Thank you. Right, as you see here now, I'm pulling out of Abertillery after fueling up at Tesco's. Anyway, as I'm carrying down this road, I will be passing two vehicles. One of them being a learner who was very nervous and felt very nervous and felt under a lot of pressure because of the car that was tailgating him. So I felt it was wiser for myself to get out of danger and just boot round them. And no, I'm not breaking the speed limit. Anyway, I'll leave you carry on enjoying the ride. Right, here I am now, exciting bit, pulling onto the A465 heads of the Valley Road. It's that exciting and the weather is that atrocious. I thought better just to cut this bit out. Anyway, as we're talking, you may notice the screen making funny things like wavy patterns and stuff. Well, that's because of the crosswind and also the terrible rain that kept on coming in. Interestingly enough, though, if you're feeling that you want to chill out and listen to Pink Floyd, Dark Side of the Moon, it'd probably be pretty good to watch with it. If not myself, I prefer the seat belts and play the tank, but that's my own opinion. Anyway, off of the waffle and let's carry on the road, innit? Anyway, listen, I hope you enjoyed it so far. Anyway, we're going a bit further, deeper into the valleys now. Enjoy. Right, now the exciting thing now. We're now doing on this first roundabout and then on to roadworks, right? We're at a certain place in Merthyr Tydfil. I talk more about Merthyr on another video. Anyway, so as the roundabout we're going to be coming on to eventually. And then we're going to be turning down and heading towards a little town called Vochrw. Now, for the more observant of you, you might notice there may be, as you're going over common ground, the amount of lit there. Well, unfortunately, some people seem to enjoy fly tipping, so the more observant might notice a lady throwing all her rubbish over onto the common land. But anyway, that's another story, isn't it? We know who you are. Anyway, so here we go. It's all exciting lanes and all sorts of things. The other thing I tell you is the road here is atrocious because the amount of rainfall we've had now. It's been over this Christmas period, it's been at least 14 days over of just continual rain. So these road surfaces are terrible and they are slippy like mad, right? But it's all right. I'm just telling you. So if you do this trip or decide to do it and it's raining, I wouldn't really bother, to be honest, unless you're like a nutter like myself. Anyway, and I definitely wouldn't do it on Harley Davidson because they're just not built for it. They're great on a straight line, but unfortunately, I do ground this little puppy quite a bit, as you may have seen in another video. Anyway, enjoy. Right, as previously mentioned, the fly tipper is coming up on the left, bless her heart. Right, we're about to turn right now onto this wonderful road, right, which is leading us up to Vochrw. Now, I'll tell you in advance things to be aware of. As you're riding up there, the cattle grids, some of them are very, very sad state, well, a bad, sad state of repair, so obviously you have to be careful on a motorcycle. The other thing to watch out for when you're thinking you're being Barry Sheen, etc., flying up, because it is a lovely road to open up on in this, on a warm, sunny day. Excuse me. There is a water or wastewater treatment plant, wherever it is, on the right hand side on the hill. Now, all these wonderful things called lorries pull in there over and over again, and whatever they're carrying sometimes spills on the road. Now, that's just the way things are, the way life is, isn't it? But to be aware of it, especially when it's raining, you'll see the patch, anyway, if you're observant enough, and by golly, you hit that wrong, your rear will spin out quite lovely, so just be careful. Anyway, keep it on and keep it on, boring you a bit more. What happens after that then is a very sharp left turn for Vochrw. That's the turning you take and obviously stay on the route. But again, it's a sharp turn. This is not really a rally, a race on this route. It really can be quite dangerous. Anyway, enough of the boring you and sounding like your mother. Anyway, enjoy. Right, that was part of Ochra. Some of you might have noticed that when I turned right onto this road, my rear slipped out. And as I said, the road was very slippy. Anyway, I'm going to pull over shortly. That's just purely to take some photographs so you can kind of see the viewpoint from here. I don't think it's advisable necessarily to pull in what I've pulled in on a weekday because there's a working business there. But you get an idea, hopefully, by these little photos I've put up. The other thing you should notice as well is these roads can be very narrow, and there's another important thing to remember while riding your motorcycle around here is there's a lot of livestock, being sheep, obviously, cattle, and horses, and sometimes they decide they want to cross the road. So watch your speed, especially on days like today. Oh, one more thing. They don't really like the sound of an Harley Davidson Dyna, I lied. So just another thing. And as I was saying earlier, I mean, these roads are slippy, and you will see. I don't think the camera can really, what you're about to see shortly, especially when coming into Upper Building, I don't think the camera really shows the what's the words I'm looking for? Is the angles you're actually coming down the roads on, but I'll talk you through that in a bit. The other unfortunate thing is to bore you with it. So it's not really boring, but as a beautiful red kite was flying up on my right flank, you know. But unfortunately, because of the way I was actually going round a bend to the left, and the only camera I've got operating is this new one, which we bought, didn't pick it up. So I'm sorry about that. But again, this is a great place to visit. You know, have a wander around. It is, you know, also the local history can be quite interesting as well. So you know, time on your hands, Google it. Right, let's get back to the trip. Right, now then, we've turned right and we're heading now down towards Bedlinog. There's something I should point out is that right turn I just executed is a very nasty right turn because of obviously ground erosion. And as you turn into that, there's a very adverse camber. If I mean people who are from this area know it well, obviously. But it's something to be aware of on your motorcycle. So to be very careful now. And also, the road I'm on now is very narrow, and you'll see there are pull-in points so vehicles can go past. And be aware of, again, I repeat, the livestock, and also people walking their things called dogs, especially on those extendable leads and everything. Just be aware and keep your speed down. On this weather, when it's raining, you really shouldn't bother. It's as I said before, it's nutters like myself who decide, oh, I know what I do today. I'll go out on my Harley Dyna white glide, which is absolutely useless in wet weather, absolutely useless on cornering. But you know what? I'm gonna do it anyway, right? So I wouldn't do it on a Harley. If you're on an adventure bike, great. And the other thing is, you know, be really careful. Anyway, enjoy. Right, we're dropping down now into what's called Upper Bedlinog. These roads are very narrow, as I keep repeating, but it's very. I have to do this because I want to make sure you'll be safe. Now, some of this is very steep, so keep covering your brakes. Keep yourself in a low gear. Do not try and race it, even in dry weather. Just really, 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 really be cautious. The other thing as well as you're going to see as we're making our way through Upper Bedlinog and dropping down into Lower Bedlinog, you'll see the fact that I pull over. The reason I pull over is it's such a steep hill. People again who live in this village and people who live in the area know this. The problem is when you if you're in like a lorry or something like that and you've got the revs up and you're trying to climb this big hill, you don't really need to be stopping dead for oncoming traffic. So if you see something coming up the hill and you can pull over for it, do so. They'll thank you for it. Because if you ever do this route in the reverse, you'll get exactly what I mean. But yeah, as I say, we're going to hit some speed bumps, those wonderful things. But what else can I tell you about Bedlinog? Uh, Not a lot really. You're going to see the rugby club. I think there's a pub called the Bedlinog. That's all I can really tell you, because I don't really know the town at all. Right, anyway, back on with the journey. Right, here I am, probably now about to pull in for this August lorry climbing up the hill. The other thing, I said there wasn't much said about Bedlinog. I'm sorry, I just remember the tale that was told to me. There used to be a railway line, I believe, that ran across the common or whatever in Bedlinog. I don't know much about the story, but there was a train incident, a train crash or something, and I'm terribly sorry for the people of the area. I don't really know it. But if any of people are watching this and they know anything about it, perhaps put something in the comments. Because I mean, some people like trains and stuff, and again, this is a history of the area. The other thing is that there used to be a colliery up there as well. There was one in Rock which I forgot to say about, but again, I don't know the exact location. As I said, I am from the Rhondda, but I'm not from this side of it, shall we say. Anyway, we're going to continue on now. Right, as you can see are now coming up ahead, and then come on the left-hand side is the Bedlinog Rugby Club. And then, as we continue, it's a naughty right-down bend, but as we continue down, you can now see the Bedlinog, and if you look to the right of it, I'm not sure if you can see it on camera, is the War Memorial. Now we're just bearing around this bend, it's the tight left, and we're going to continue down. On the right hand side you'll see then, although I don't think you'll necessarily see it on camera, but on the right, I assure you it's there, is I believe is a rugby pitch. Anyway, we're making our way now towards a place called Mangelbach. Uh, and I'll be quiet for a moment to let you catch up, or let me catch up anyway. I'll speak to you in a moment. Oh, sorry about that, typical man, a bit premature. The rugby pitches come up on the right hand side now, really, but again, I don't think you'll see it that well. Right, we're heading up towards Gilfach. Now, as with this little road on a nice sunny day, you can, go very fast, 40 miles an hour. But, as I said before, the road is slippy now. The thing also to be aware of, and it's very important, is you think you're doing well, but eventually what will happen is you'll come up to, there's a bridge going over the railway, and it goes to a tight left 90 degree, and it's narrow, like one lane really, and so my advice would be is as you climb up the brow of the hill, obviously keeping your speed down, you sound your horn, because you can't see anything that's coming around that bridge, and they can't see you either. So at least giving somebody an audible warning that you're there. And again, keep to the left on that as best as you can, because it is only single, car edge. The other thing you might notice in a bit now is there's a mountain climbing centre. I think it's there's no doubt there's one of those places you can go climb a wall or something. I mean, I think young people enjoy it. But another piece of information, it was actually a colliery, and I believe, and again, I'm not fully up on it. I was never a miner. I believe it closed not long after the miners' strike. I could be wrong. But again, people who live around here will know about this, and I apologise to them for not filling you in properly with it. But if any people out there know more about the colliery and the pit here, I would encourage you to put it in the comments and perhaps put a link so that people can research it further, because this is our history, and I think we should learn it. We're Welsh, be proud. Anyway, let's carry on. Right, as you can see, I mean, there's not a lot you can do here because obviously speed humps, etc., park cars, etc., and also the weather's a bit lousy, isn't it? But anyway, we're going through Trelawes, Straharis, and I don't know much about these areas at all, or these towns at all. The people are nice and friendly. But again, this is a part of Wales that people don't really see. I mean, when they think of Wales, they think of places like, oh, Cardiff. Well, Wales is outside of Cardiff. Cardiff is an entity in its own right, I suppose. I don't know. Myself personally, I've always believed that Cardiff should never have been the capital of Wales. And some people, my forefathers, some of them used to think it should be Merthyr, but that's another story. And also, it should have, we could also argue North Wales as well, I mean, like Carnarvon. But hey, that's another story. Anyway, we're heading now towards, as I say, we're heading now towards a place called Nelson. Now, there's a lovely pub comes up on the left called the Nelson, and they do lovely food in there. I do know that from many years ago. And then, as I say, we continue forward, and then there'll be another pub which will come up. I can't think of the name of it again. They allegedly do good food and everything, but again, I haven't eaten there. Plus, also, I would never drink and ride or drink and drive, and nor should you. But that's enough of me telling you what to do. Anyway, we'll carry on. I'll tell you something else in a bit now. Right, the Nelson pub I was telling you about is coming up now any moment again. Harvey's just being a little bit premature again. So, we're going to come through this part now. There's a roundabout which we're going to see, and we're going to turn second exit on this little roundabout. And again, take your time because the roads can be narrower and there is a lot of cars parked on the left. Right, and there's the other pub I was telling you about. Allegedly, you get a very nice meal there. Again, I don't know. I've never eaten there because I don't drink and ride, nor do I drink and drive. But enough of the lecture. Right now, what can I tell you is we're now taking this ride. The roads opened up a bit, and on a dry day, these roads are lovely to ride on. We're heading our way now eventually to a place called Micey Cummer, because I know you're going to ask, what's the name of that town? I'll just say, yeah. So there you go, you got it. And then through there, we are making our way back to Abertillery. It's a nice run. It's a nice, you're going around back on yourself. But it's a nice little ride out. What can I say more? I need to get this clear. I do not hate Harley Davidson. I do not hate my Harley Davidson. The reason I have to get rid of it is I have some injuries which are causing me quite a bit of jip, and because the riding Harley it can cause me a bit of a problem. Which I don't have when I ride my BMW K12. But then I love BMW. But that's another, we're gonna go out on that as well fairly soon, and there's a video of me on that anyway. So, what can I say? This trip round for Bedlinog, doing this route, any, on a nice sunny day, any bike, it's definitely worth doing. But I would say it's more for the experienced rider when riding through Bedlinog and going over that common ground. I just want all of you to be safe. And on a sunny day, some of the views are pretty amazing from up on that common land. But I hope you'll check it out. The other thing is research the areas that I've been in, and there's lots of history, as I said before. I've got to be putting obviously more videos up, and I'll be a little more descriptive of the areas I'm going through. I've got a full one of the trip I did on the Harley and the Brecons, and I will be putting a a voiceover on that, because there's a lot of things I want to tell you about that trip. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed this. And I hope it might encourage you to perhaps look at Wales slightly differently and see there's more things to see here. And also perhaps encourage, we've all been in lockdown for a long time, haven't we? Perhaps encourage you to go somewhere else. Because not everything is about the, standard, queuing in your latex around the keeper's pond up at Pontypool, Pontypool Way or whatever. That's another story, which always makes me giggle. I'll go more into that another time, I just get into trouble. So, I hope you enjoyed the ride. I really do. And I hope you'll come back to this channel. And, we'll do this journey together, okay? And live life to the full. Because you've only got one crack at it, alright? Anyway, cheerio, everybody. Have a good one. There you go, he was a naughty boy, wasn't he? Seeing latex, I mean, like, but to be honest, it just makes me giggle. They were all the gear, no idea, isn't it? But yes, the point being is that for some reason, tourists or people escaping from England during lockdown were coming over the border, and oh my golly, the keeper's pond, whatever, and then queue it, and also, you had your trouble in North Wales and Snowdonia, and also not far from East Story Arms. Oh my god, that's another story. Anyway, again, I really hope you enjoyed it, and perhaps we'll get together soon. All right, as I say, have a good life, and speak to you soon. Bye. Oh dear, we're still going, but still not to worry. The other thing is these little videos I hope to make fun, because unfortunately some people can't get out the way they used to, and perhaps this, gets you out of the little box we find ourselves in. Even if it is just for 10 minutes, it's worth it. Right, have fun. Bye.